Jody.
Hi, Janelle.
Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. It's been a little while since I've seen you.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's been almost 2 years, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the reasons that I asked you to come in and speak on the podcast is because, or actually, let me back up. One of the reasons that I started the podcast is because of you. Because I know,
Really?
right? Yes. Well, because through the years when I have private shopping appointments, and I feel like we had 2 private shopping appointments, you just tell stories and I get to hear all these really cool stories and get to follow your journey and how your body transforms when you get the knowledge. And you already had quite a bit of knowledge because you had done some modeling and you knew your body shape and things like that. But still, you told me a really cool story. And when I was thinking about starting the podcast, I was like, oh, stories like Jody's story.
Yeah.
And so then I want the podcast to be Sweet Lifer stories. And then it can't all be about like moms and working or whatever. And of course, now you're married, but the time that you told me the story, you were single.
Yes.
And I thought, what a great way to connect with women who are single, especially in your late ages, not single in your 20s.
Yes.
And so that's why I invited you, because it is a fascinating story.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for agreeing to tell it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. I'm 54 years old. I'm an English teacher. I've been a teacher for 17 years. I was married originally for 23 years and have 4 sons. And so that didn't work out. So then this is why we're having this conversation. I went through a different journey. And so through that, I learned an awful lot about myself. Because when you get married when you're 23 years old, and then you're searching for love when you're in your late 40s, you're completely different and you don't know what you're looking for. And I learned so much. And so I'm happy to share some of that with you today.
Okay. So if I remember correctly, though, you went through a divorce.
Yes.
But how young was your youngest?
He was a sophomore
in high school. So he was a little bit older.
Yes.
So it's because I think dating when you have like a 7-year-old is different than when you have a high schooler, because you can obviously leave older kids home alone and, they have their own lives too. So prefacing your story with your youngest, all your children were nearly out of the nest.
Yes.
How long between your divorce and when you decided to date was
3
it?
years.
3 years. So if I remember correctly, you had a time where you went through like a morning where you didn't want a companion or a person.
No. I purposely did that. Logically made that decision. I was licking my wounds. I was looking inward and trying to figure out how I could move on. And a relationship was the very last thing that I wanted.
Because how long were you married?
23 years.
Yeah, and that's a really long time.
Yes.
That's a lifetime.
Yes.
And you had 4 children with your previous husband. Yes. So there's still love there because you see it in them. And so it took you 3 years to decide to start dating.
Yes. And a few things went into that. First, I just put my head down and I worked. I had to work many, many jobs.
Because now you were single.
Yes, because of the split. Which was actually good for me. So I was teaching full time. I was working at a restaurant 3 nights a week.
Oh my goodness.
Waiting tables again. I couldn't believe I had to do it. I know. It was great. That was really good for me, though. It was really good for me. I was tutoring and I was working basketball games and football games at the school, like selling tickets, because that was something I could get through my school job.
Okay.
And so I was
they pay extra for that? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which goes into your TRS. So it's kind of feeding into my retirement, which was a smart move.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really trying to be very, very busy, keep my heart at bay for a while and just really put my head down and work and make money and just kind of heal. And that was a good move. That was a very good move.
Was it a good move for you or was it a good move for your kids?
Probably both.
Yeah.
Probably both. And I remember I was bringing my son over to my ex-husband's house and we were driving there. And I remember this perfectly. We were going over the tracks by Southwestern and he said, "Mom, I have something to talk to you about." And I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "The brothers and I have talked and we have decided that we think that you should go out and try to meet someone and date."
So they gave you permission?
Yes.
So then you didn't have to fight that part.
No.
Because some moms probably have that part that they have to deal with their kids. And like thinking their parents are going to get back together. And so your kids went through their own grieving journey. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And he's like, we think that you should go out there and date, and and I'll never forget it. I was stunned, and I was really stunned. That was my youngest.
Because that's such a mature thing to say. Yes. Because he would have been 8th or 9th grade at the time.
No, he was, 11th grade.
11. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, but still.
No. He was a little older than that.
Okay.
But anyway, I thought that was sweet, and I thought, okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
There's been enough time here, so so it gave me kind of the nerve. So then I started talking to my friends about like getting out there, and that was so scary. It was just very scary because. So
how old were you when you first decided, okay, I'm going to get in the dating scene?
47. I was starting to look at how to make a profile and stuff like that.
Okay. And so what year would that be? It was after the pandemic.
2017.
Oh, no, it was before the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay.
It was before.
Okay.
It was before.
Okay. So that was still I guess online dating was pretty mature by then, because it would have been early, like 2010 would have been early.
Right.
So by 2017, a lot of people were doing it.
Right.
So, okay. Because is that what you decided to do, was online dating, or did you try to do like church groups and like friends first?
Well, I really, really thought my friends would have, hey, I know someone that was recently divorced. I really thought
they would set you up.
Yes.
That's and what they didn't.
No. And I was like,
you're like, I am relying on you.
Yes, I thought that's how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it didn't. So I was like, okay, plan B. And then I was like, well, I'm working in a restaurant.
Okay. You'll meet somebody.
Yes, organically.
Yeah.
That's just going to happen.
Yeah. Right. And fate. It'll be serendipitous.
Yes.
And you'll make a movie about it.
Yes. So I was there for like, I don't know.
What restaurant was it?
El Monumento.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that has a lot of young people. Yes. They have a great bar.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. If you didn't meet anybody?
No.
Or just losers?
No, but something does circle back for that.
Oh, fun.
So I was there, and that's not happening. And then 2 of my friends were kind of in a similar situation where they're like, I think that we're ready. So the 3 of us kind of went on this journey together.
Because y'all were all found yourselves single in your 40s.
Yes. Okay. They're a little bit older, actually.
Okay.
Just a little bit older.
Okay.
So we're like, okay.
But also in their 40s or in their 50s?
50s.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this together. So that kind of helped, having that, peer group to kind of, come up with ideas and stuff. So let me see, 2018, I made a promise to them I would have my profile out there.
Okay, so you started thinking about it in 17.
Yes.
And you still didn't do anything.
No.
Because you're waiting for your friends. So do you feel like your married friends that you thought would set you up, do you feel like they were like a little... like maybe weirded out that you were the single one and you're so pretty? And
I don't know about that part, but
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Maybe that's why they weren't as helpful, because they're like, I don't know if I want you in my circle being all hot and single.
I have no idea.
You never asked?
No. I thought that was going to be how it would just happen.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's how it was going to happen.
I would think that.
Yeah. It never happened once.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, gotta go to something else. And so we, as 3 friends,
you had to go talk to their grandmas. That's how you met.
Yes, I guess.
Because it seems like the grandmas are who everyone wants to set up. Like my grandson, and you're like, surely he's not even my type.
I know. I don't know.
You went to the wrong generation.
I was looking in the wrong places, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this profile. We all promised each other. And so on New Year's Eve, so it's about to be 2018.
Okay.
Was it 17 or 18? I can't remember. I was like, all right, I got to do this profile. I promised them.
So you did it on your phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which did you open first? What app?
Match.
Okay.
Match.
That's a normal place to start. Okay.
I figured
the most probably historical one or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. And you had to pay $100.
Oh, wow.
I really didn't have an extra $100, but I was like, well, maybe that'll weed out the people that.
Is that a month? $100 a month?
No, I think it was like a 3-month membership, maybe.
I didn't realize it was that costly.
I think so.
Okay.
But I was like, all right, if maybe this will be like a barrier keeping like cheap people out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
So that was my thought process.
I could see that.
So I did it the night before. And so I told them, I was like, hey, I promised. I did it.
Did they do it too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So y'all all were on Match.
We all did it. Yes. So then I started, communicating with people, and I was very nervous. I was very, very nervous. at the beginning. And honestly, in my mind, and this is so funny to me now, looking back, it's so funny. I thought within 15 dates, I was going to find the person for me.
Oh, why did you put a number to it?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You're like, I'm a planner, and in 15 days, I will be successful.
15 tops. No, tops. That was it. That was going to be it. 15 tops. I was going to find my person.
And then, did you think how long it would take to get through 15 dates?
No.
Okay.
I didn't really think that. No, but I thought 15, that's a lot, you know?
Yeah. Like, and then if you did one a week, because you're working so much, 15 weeks, that's 3.5 months. So you thought by March or April you'd have a boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I like. So they say when you make goals, you have to make them SMART goals.
I'm very oriented with that.
Yes, and that SMART goals are measurable.
Yes.
So that's good. You had a SMART goal, and you thought by March or April you would have somebody you could at least go on more than 3 dates with, not just 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did it go?
I thought I would have a relationship.
And only on March. Only on Match.
Only on Match.
Okay,
yes,
so you're only on one,
yes.
And it's 2018.
Yes.
You're on Match, and March comes and goes, and what happens?
Yes. And I've gone on a few dates. And
15?
No, not 15. I don't know how many, really. Maybe 10. Maybe.
Okay.
And I remember the very first day. I remember this exactly because I was working a basketball game, trying to make extra money. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to have to meet you after I work this basketball game. And so we met at Wildfire in Georgetown.
Okay.
One of my favorite restaurants. And so I had to wear this bright orange shirt, for the basketball. It was like my uniform.
Okay.
Right? But it was cold. And so I had a jacket, like a trench coat thing to put on it. And I remember the lady that I was working with, she was awesome. She was an older lady, and she was so excited that I was getting back out
She's
there.
living vicariously through you.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah,
it was so fun. And she's like, you're going to wear that? And I go, well, I'm just going to put my coat on. She's like, you didn't bring anything else to wear? And I go,
for a first date?
Yeah. I go, no, I said he knows I'm coming from the game. And she's like, oh, you should have brought something else. And I was like, well, he's going to like me or he's not going to like me.
There you go. I like the confidence.
Yeah. I was like, this is what I'm wearing. So
okay.
She was so worried for me. And I was like,
what happened?
I was like, if a bright orange shirt prevents someone from liking me, that's their problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm coming from work. So I went there and I was so nervous. So I sat down.
Because you liked this guy, or you were just worried because of what your friend said?
Well,
like, why were you so nervous?
My very first I hadn't been on a date with someone else. And
this was the first time you went out with somebody?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe this was date 10.
Years.
Okay, so 26 years, your very first date, meeting a new male.
Yes.
And you have on a bright orange shirt.
Yes, I did. I know. I should have planned that better. Yes, I know.
That's funny.
I was like, but it didn't even occur to me. And she's like, you're wearing that? And I'm like, I'm coming from work. And she's like, oh my God.
Oh my God. You're like, I'm just getting through work, making sure my kids have dinner on the table, that they're safe, that they've been doing their homework, and I'm going to go out on a date.
Yes.
Like, the last thing I'm thinking about is the shirt I have on.
Exactly.
And I'm a teacher, so I have to wear these types of shirts all the time. Yeah, okay.
In
School spirit.
In hindsight, I see that that's weird. But anyway.
That's how disconnected you were. Yes. From the dating scene.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm seeing the picture.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so how did it go?
I get there
and oh, by the way, Wildfire's a steakhouse, so it's a little bit of an elevated
atmosphere. We went to the bar area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went to the bar.
You went to the more casual place.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And so I got there first, and I was so nervous. Like, I was like really like hot. I was like getting hot. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. So I was like, I need a beer. And I drank like half in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like, I was trying to calm myself down.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know about this, but on profiles it'll say like drinker, like not drinker, moderate drinker, social drinker, something like that. Okay. And so I had put social drinker, and he had put social drinker on his.
Okay.
So he comes in, introduces himself, and we're kind of.
Did he see you chugging a beer?
Yeah. I didn't care about that either. I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed
it. Yeah.
So he comes in and he orders like a Diet Coke or something. And I go, oh, I said, they have a really good beer selection here, because I've been many times. And he's like, oh, I don't drink. And then I was like, in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, on your profile, you said social drinker. And he goes, oh, I found that if I don't put social drinker, then no one wants to go out with me. And I was like, lie, you just lied. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so your very first experience, within the first few minutes, you discover that he's not being true to himself online.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, what?
So that authenticity gone.
Oh. So I was like, okay, I know this one's not going to work out.
Yeah. Because you're not going to pay any more attention after that, because you're thinking, what else is he going to be inauthentic about?
Yes. Yes. So I was like, oh, this isn't going to work out. I'm glad I wore the orange shirt, you know?
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't waste my cute shirt that had to be dry cleaned.
Exactly. So this is really funny. The waitress comes back and she's like, she got us appetizers or something. And she's like, would you like another beer? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
you're going to be true to yourself.
Yes.
I get it. Good for you.
Yeah. So that was my first date. But I was like, I think at the very beginning, especially, and I was just looking for red flags. Like you're on the search. Like it's almost like you want to eliminate before you want to find someone, which is odd, right?
Okay.
Because when you're young, you're always looking for things to match, and you're even overlooking a whole bunch of stuff because you're like, he's so cute, you know, he's so cute. But when you're this age, you're actually looking for ways to eliminate because you want to protect your heart.
So the whole perspective is much different 20 years later.
Oh my gosh, it's so different.
Do you think it's because you've been through a divorce, or you think that's just wisdom?
Both. Okay. Yes, but also self-preservation.
Okay.
Self-preservation.
Do you think that's healthy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, to a degree.
Okay.
To a degree.
Okay, so date number 1 is a disaster.
That's a disaster.
And that was in basketball season.
I ate really good. So for that, it was good.
So that was basketball season. So that would have been like January or February.
Yes.
And because basketball season ends in February.
Right.
So then when did you go on your second date?
Let's see. From January until June, I probably went on, I'd say 10 to 12 dates with 10 to 12 people.
Okay.
And
get to a second date, or those were just first dates?
Those were all just first dates.
Okay.
And a lot happened in those 12 dates. A lot happened. I calmed down so I could feel like myself. And I learned a lot. I learned that people like to talk about themselves a lot. I learned within the first 60 seconds, you pretty much know if it's a no. Within 60
and why
seconds,
is that?
So many things come into play. One, I did not know how much chemistry
was real.
It's a real thing. It's not just teenage hormones like when you're first in love, right?
Okay.
No. Chemistry is a real thing in your 40s and 50s. It's a real thing.
Okay.
And it's palpable. You can actually feel it or not feel it.
Okay.
So
and you can't create it.
No.
So all this time you're thinking, you're prepped, you know what you're doing, you have SMART goals, and you get to June and you're like, I didn't get anywhere closer to where I started in the beginning of the year.
No, except for me calming down.
And understanding the first 60 seconds are super important.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I started to share a little bit more about myself. Not a heck of a lot, but a little bit more. And the ones that would just keep talking about themselves, I kind of liked it. And I still kind of do this with other people because I don't always want to talk. I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert.
Okay.
So I can take a back seat and be totally comfortable, and I let that person go. But what I found is the person that's not asking anything about me, they're not interested. They're only interested in sharing about themselves. Mm-hmm. So I got to check off many people that way.
Okay.
Because I could see that there wasn't much interest in me.
Okay.
Which makes it easy, actually.
Okay.
So it was kind of a technique that I used and worked very, very well. And the interesting thing is, once I met my now husband, the roles reversed that night. I had never done that. I couldn't stop talking, and I was asking him, and I was so invested in the conversation that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that I had all those dates to look back on and know that this one particular one was totally different. So I'm glad I did my homework. Like, that served a purpose. It did. It served a purpose.
Okay, but you're jumping ahead because this was a journey.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, you came to a point. I remember you telling me you got to a point where you were like, I'm sick of being single. I am now going to make this my job.
Yeah, and I did. That was
so
in
how
January.
long?
That was in January.
Oh, that was in January.
My mindset in January.
Okay, so from the get-go, you opened up Match. You decided this is going to be my job.
Yeah.
So by June, you said you got to 10 dates, first dates. But through the end of this journey, you ended with how many?
73.
73. First dates. Or do some of those count as 2 dates?
Some of those were seconds.
Okay, but not any thirds?
Some.
Some?
Yeah,
okay.
There were some.
Okay, but did anybody make it past 3?
I have one short relationship with someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how long did it take to get through 73 dates?
From January 1st until January 19th the following year.
So a year?
Yeah.
I would have thought it would have taken longer.
No, I was triple stacking sometimes.
Tell me what that means.
3 in a day.
What?
Yes.
So you're just like,
yes.
wow.
So I remember one day I met one at the dog park, and it was so funny. This is so funny. I know this is really judgmental. I know.
I think dating is judgmental. Yes. Like it just kind of is.
I guess.
It's not like finding a friend. You're trying to find somebody you're compatible with. Yeah.
Yes.
Like friends, you can give a lot more grace and be a lot less judgmental. But somebody that you're going to share your bed with, you kind of, yeah.
So I show up and my dog is this big, beautiful golden retriever. He really is beautiful. Like so beautiful. And so we show up to this dog park, which we go to all the time. I love my dog is fast. But anyway, I show up, I'm waiting for him, and he comes with this little tiny little fluff ball, and it was so funny.
Like a Pomeranian or something?
Oh my God. It was so like emasculating. And I have this big, and I was like, ugh.
Instantly turned off.
Turned off. I was like,
this isn't going to work.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And so then are you a cat person or just a dog person?
I like cats.
Okay. So did that say that on your profile? Is it like social drinker, dog and cat person?
I think so.
Yeah.
And my pictures have my dog in it.
Okay. So people
a lot
knew.
Of the pictures, yeah.
I was going to say, because if you weren't a cat person, could you date a cat person? Okay. So because you like both. Do you have a cat?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I used to.
Okay. So then
that was so funny though. If you could have seen our faces and me looking at him and his dog, I was like, ooh.
What was his face? Did he have the same kind of reaction in reverse?
Well, he goes, your dog looks so regal. And I go, oh, thank you. He is. So funny.
But y'all just knew.
Yeah. I was just looking at what.
But that day you had 3 dates.
I did. Yes.
So then what were the other 2?
Met at the dog park. I met someone for lunch, and then I met someone for dinner.
And you worked that day.
No,
it was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday. I was working Friday nights that time.
Okay.
So, so I did triple stacks. I mostly did. I shouldn't say mostly. A lot of times I did 3 dates in a week.
Okay.
That's what my friends and I kind of started doing, and
that was just a good flow.
Yes, even though I was run down. Like I was run down. I was working about 63 hours a week, and but I was on a mission. I truly thought of it as a job. I thought of it as a mission.
Not just an afterthought.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So then who, like, okay, so we have the guy who wasn't true to his profile. We have the guy that had a different dog than you had. What other, like,
let's say inferior dog.
Did anyone, like, stink?
No.
Okay. Did anybody, like, what stands out? Like, what other funny things that you're just...
Oh, I have a very good one.
Okay, tell us.
Oh my gosh. I still can't believe this to this day. This is so funny. So I met this person, and he was a politician.
Okay.
And interesting. We had some interesting conversations.
Sure.
We kind of aligned. So our conversations were very interesting. So we decided to meet at the Grove.
In Cedar Park. Okay.
And so he had his profile. I'd say, very attractive, 6 foot tall, blah, blah, blah. So there's a bench out in front of the Grove. So I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm sitting there waiting for him. And I see this person coming toward me, and I'm looking, and I'm like, it looks like his face. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, but he's not 6 feet tall. So I still don't stand up because I'm like, I'm just not sure, right? Yeah. And he's like, Jody. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he is shorter than me. I'm 5'4".
And you just lie?
Yes.
What do people think they're going to gain
I don't know. But I'm looking down at him saying hello. I'm 5'4". 5'4". And he said he was 6 feet tall. Okay. And so I'm stunned. Like, I can't really talk.
And you can't hide your reaction.
No, so I can't talk. I was just like,
yeah.
And his face looked exactly the same, attractive. But again, he was probably 5'3". And so I'm just shocked. So we go into the restaurant. Excuse me. And he's like, would you like to share something? And I'm like, I don't even know this person.
No.
Again, now that throws me off guard.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is comical.
Like, he's not my brother.
This is comical, right? And so I'm still at a loss for words. I don't find myself at a loss for words many times. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
But I am like punched in the face because I'm like stunned.
Yeah.
And I go,
I mean, you teach a classroom full of young people. You can talk about anything. Because they're going to throw anything at you and you're stunned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm stunned. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I go, sure, that's fine. So we literally split a burger, right? And
Okay.
I don't eat guacamole and
Okay.
have guacamole on it. So I was like taking the guacamole off and I eat it because, again, here
You
I am.
didn't know what else to do.
No.
You don't want to appear rude, and it's not that big of a deal, but it's a red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So I've got 2 already.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So then I'm like, I am just going to treat this as a learning expedition because I really was interested in a political situation. I've never dated anyone that in politics.
You're making lemonade out of your lemons.
Yeah. I was like, this is kind of interesting.
Okay.
So I asked him all kinds of questions. I did learn an awful lot about his party and his beliefs and just the system itself. So that was fascinating.
Okay.
And that was it. And I knew that was it. But I was like, at least, I came to a restaurant I had not been to.
Experiences.
Yes. I learned something.
But did you ever ask him why his profile said he was 6 foot?
No, but it gets better.
Oh, okay.
This gets better. Yes. So we walk out to the car, right? He walks me to the car. Nice gentleman, right?
Okay, has manners.
Yes. And then he says, well, hey, I can see that this is probably not like what, we wanted, blah, blah, blah. He's like, but I do have an apartment not far from here, and maybe we could do like a friends with benefits.
Oh!
And I burst out laughing.
You're like, he has some cojones.
I am laughing so hard. Like I'm laughing like this, And I go, that's going to take a prime rib, not a hamburger. And I am laughing.
What a great comeback.
I'll never forget it. I'm like, that's going to take a prime rib. And he starts backing away slowly. Like he's like backing away. And he just walks off.
So you like never even really said goodbye?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I laughed so hard. Oh my God. I go, you think with a half a hamburger?
Wow. But you wouldn't have even done it with a prime rib. Like obviously you're tongue in cheek, but
it was so funny.
Yeah, that is funny. That's
so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But I wonder why. I mean, so if I've learned anything about running a business that has quite a bit of business online, is that the more authentic and the more real you are, the more people connect with you.
Absolutely.
And that is the beauty of the internet, because if you put something out there that is true and honest, you will get true and honest back.
Absolutely.
Like I have the best customers. And I mean, like the moment I tell a customer, I'm a small business or we're a small business and I can't really afford to do all those things, but I can do this. People are like, I understand. And let me see how I can make that work type of thing, you know? And so I wonder why anyone in the dating world would think that they would get something positive back.
I have no idea. Delusion.
Yeah.
I really think delusion.
They must think it's going to work the algorithm. Like the guy who said, I've learned if I put social drinking, I'll get better matches. He must learn that if he puts he's 5'3", then he doesn't get as many matches. So then that's why, because he's trying to trick the algorithm.
Yes.
But in reality, it turns you off instantly.
Absolutely.
Like there was no way the date could have been successful because you out the gate are like, he's lying. And relationships are built on foundation of truth.
Yes.
Because you're looking for a real partner.
Yes. Which was on my profile. Like I was looking for a relationship. Yeah. So you can say what your intentions are.
Sure. Because you could be casually dating.
Yes.
But that wasn't. Oh.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So here we are at the end of June, and I'm like, you know what? This is not for me. I'm going off. I'm not doing online dating. Okay. So I took all of July off.
Okay.
I was like, I'm just not doing it. I said, this is not. I tried it for 6 months. I tried it with Fidelity.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me.
Okay.
So I was like taking all July off. So I worked a lot. So here I'm not working in school anymore. So I picked up other shifts. I was working at the restaurant quite a bit. And I met this couple. This was like a Friday night. And they were so in love. They were so cute. And I remember at the end of their meal, I was like, I just want to say you guys are adorable.
Oh.
You know? And they're like, oh my gosh. They go, are you married? And they look at my hand and I go, no, I'm not. They're like, we met on Bumble. And you need to get on Bumble. And I go, I don't know. I said, I tried the online dating. I did it for 6 months. They're like, no, you can't do Match. You have to go on Bumble. And I go, all right. And they're like, promise me you will go. And I was like,
everybody's making you do things.
So I come home. I am like hot and sweaty and from the restaurant. I'm tired. And I'm like, I promised them. I promised them.
Yeah.
So I was like, so my other profile.
Really, you promised yourself.
I guess I did.
Yeah.
I guess I did. I guess I did. I kept thinking I probably had them in my section for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went home and I did my profile in literally like 15 minutes. When my Match profile, I took like a week to really think about what I wanted on there.
Yeah.
Right? This one I was like, and I threw it down, and that was it. Now I don't know if you know the difference between Match and Bumble. Bumble, a woman has to reach out to the man.
Okay.
So they don't have access to her information unless she reaches out to them.
Okay.
Which is putting all the power in the girl's hands, which is great.
Okay.
So the thing I had trouble with the Match at the beginning was all these people. I shouldn't say all. I don't mean to say all these people, trying to communicate with me. But a lot of people tried to communicate that I knew just it wasn't going to work because it has to be some sort of physical attraction, some sort of.
Sure.
And so I felt bad at the beginning. Like I'd be like, I'd talk to them, but I knew in the back of my head there was not going to be anything, So the Bumble put it all in my court, which if I didn't think they were attractive, I just wouldn't have reached out to them.
Sure.
So it was way easier.
Okay.
It was way easier being in control of that.
Okay.
And come to find out, it was free. Okay.
Oh.
Free. So my whole idea of thinking, the $100 will weed out blah blah blah, that was bad. That was not good advice. I don't know where I got that from, but that was not good.
Okay.
You need to find the hot online platform at that time.
Okay.
And that was it at that time.
Okay.
So I know they're all different ones now. But
sure.
At that time, that was the one.
Okay.
And so that's what I should have done. Found out the most important one. But anyway.
And it took 6 months or 7 months to learn this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I did my quick thing, and I'm trying to think. So I went on tons of dates. So that was the other thing. Bumble offered way more dates.
Okay.
Way more. So that's when I was doing 3 a week, sometimes 3 in one day.
Okay.
There was way more.
Okay.
And at that point in time, I told myself, I'm like, this is a numbers game.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is a numbers game. And the more people I meet, I increase the chances I'm going to meet someone.
Yeah.
So that's when I really amped it up. And I'm like, and I was on a mission. I found that I could be happy by myself, and I was at peace.
Sure.
I was at peace, and that was a good thing. But I was like, I did not give up on love this whole entire time.
Yeah.
Even though my marriage didn't work out, I never gave up on that concept ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Good for you.
So I held on to that, and I was like, I'm just going to search for this because I'm a hard worker. I'm a very hard worker. So I'm like, I'm just going to go 100% in. And that's what I did. I just search. And I did have a small relationship in that fall, and I thought there was something there. But the other thing that happens at this age is their life has to be compatible with your life. And some things aren't going to change. And when you're young, you kind of grow together and you form this thing together. When you're older and you already have set things, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Because you can't all of a sudden forget about your children.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
and if they don't have children, or if their children are younger or older in a different phase.
Yes, there are so many factors. So many factors. And this one particular person, we got along very, very well. It was fun. It felt like, okay. And actually, I give him credit because he really opened up my heart, and I knew it was possible. I knew this great love was possible. I knew it. And
now you sound like a Bachelor episode.
I've never even watched a Bachelor episode.
I love The Bachelor. It is my one guilty pleasure.
Really?
Because it is so silly. And I mean, for real, right? What person is going to date 15, 20 people at once? It just psychologically
I didn't even know that's what.
Well, I mean, yeah, they start the show and they start with 30 people, and then within, I think, 2 episodes, they get it down to 15 or 10. So it does make it a little easier to juggle it. But as I'm watching it, I just think it would be really difficult because it's in such a the whole show is filmed in, I think, 6 weeks time.
Oh gosh.
And so how do you keep all their stories straight? And
that's another thing. Getting stories straight.
Yeah, because it seems especially because on The Bachelor, some of them look the same because they're cast for a performance too, right? Because it's not really real. It's not really real. And I mean, I do believe some people have really fallen in love, though. I do believe that. I probably wouldn't watch it if I didn't believe that. But I mean, truly, some of them there's 3 long-haired blonde girls, because that obviously was his type.
Right.
So when you don't know somebody, how do you not get them confused?
Well, there's lots of confusion when you're dating that many people at once.
Yeah.
Okay? So I would have to put them in my phone a certain way. I put their name, and then I put the app that they were on. And
oh my gosh.
Then I put a description like carpenter or jeweler,
dog person,
or whatever,
yeah.
because I kept mixing them up.
Yeah.
And so one time I remember someone called me. I was like, "Hey, are you back in the country?" And he goes, "I never left the country." I go, "Oops, wrong one." I had to be honest. There was no getting out of it.
Well, I mean, if you're not exclusive, it's just part of it. Yeah.
I go, "Oops."
Yeah. I think that'd be really difficult, especially because like somebody like you are so authentic and relate, and just like in general, relationships matter.
Mm-hmm.
So to get that flighty in a way for a period of time in your life was probably felt kind of icky.
Yeah, it did. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah. But okay, so you got on Bumble in July, and then instantly things started moving.
Yes.
And then you could feel the momentum of I'm getting closer and closer.
Yes.
So then you had a small relationship in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So by that point, what number of date were you at in the fall?
Oh, I don't even know. Probably 50.
Okay.
Like yeah, a ton.
So we went from 10 or 15 to 50 in a very short period of time by like October.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So then
that short relationship ended because he traveled too much. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about, like life circumstances.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want someone dropping in and dropping out of my life.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
I wanted a day-to-day person.
And some people that would be great.
Yeah,
but some people,
I was just like, so for that reason, I was like, no, this isn't going to work.
Sure.
So I cut that one off and then did the whole bunch of dating. And I learned a lot. And I came up with this, and this really, really helped me. And I think it was around this time that it helped me. So I would go in with 3 expectations for every single date. And one was, I was really poor at that time. Like I was busting my butt.
Yeah.
I was busting my butt. So really, to go to a restaurant and get something that I wasn't paying for, I know that sounds silly, but it was a treat.
Yeah.
That was a treat.
Okay.
Or go to somewhere I had never been. That was a treat.
Okay.
So I knew going into each date that I was going to go have an experience that I wouldn't normally have. Okay. Number 2, I was going to learn something about some sort of field. Like I learned about gas pumps. I learned a lot about HEB and like all the distribution of HEB. Like I learned about segments of jobs that I had never even thought of.
Okay.
So I knew I was going to learn something.
Okay.
And then lastly, I what was my third one? That was another thing. All right, so let me eat something. Oh, I have another one. It'll come to me. But I didn't walk away empty-handed.
Sure.
That's what I did. I didn't want to go, because at first I was like, I just wasted my time. I just curled my hair. And
the date lasted 20 minutes.
Yes, and I knew in 2 minutes that it wasn't going to work. But no, I said, no, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to eat something. Gosh, I had another one. I can't remember what it was. But after I changed that mindset, I didn't feel like it was waste. I didn't feel like it was a waste of time.
Some of my friends on that realm have said that they would rather not meet for dinner, that they would rather just meet for coffee because of the quick, like, the chemistry thing I've heard by several friends that are single a lot. And they're like, you can just tell within just a few minutes. And so why waste a whole meal? Why not just meet for coffee? Did you kind of get to that point?
I did that once. And one, I don't drink coffee.
Oh.
And then so I was like, I could meet someone for a drink, but that sometimes gives the wrong idea.
Yeah.
So I thought dinner was better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was giving you what you wanted in your life. It was more aligned with, you're the type of lady that if you're going to, even when you're married, you want them to take you out on a Friday night for dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yes.
And I've talked to one of my girlfriends. She found herself single in her early 30s. And I remember telling her, you make these guys take you on a date. Yeah. Like a real date. Yes. Like go to the movie, go to the museum, like go to dinner. Don't just like go hang out and watch a movie at home.
No.
Like that is going to send the wrong impression.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, that does make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So once I changed that mindset, it wasn't a waste of time.
Yeah.
And it was worth me, even being more tired. Sometimes I would go on a date after my waitressing shift.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So here I've already worked 14 hours because I worked at school and then I went to the job and then I would go on a date after that. So I just made it a mission.
Yeah,
I did. And I think that, my advice to, and still my other 2 girlfriends that still aren't in relationships, I'm like, don't give up.
They're still not?
No.
Okay. No. So your 73rd date is when you met the man you're married to today.
Yes.
And that would have been in 2019. But y'all didn't get married until...
We met in 2012. 20.
Oh, 2020. And then
Oh,
y'all got,
no, I'm sorry, 2019. Yes, 2019. Sorry.
and then y'all got married in 21?
22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you met him in 2019. Mm-hmm. Well, have your girlfriend, so all these years they still haven't found their person.
No, but they're not attacking it.
Oh, they didn't treat it like it was a job.
No.
Gotta treat it like, or are they okay with it? They're just kind of like, eh. Do they not want the same thing?
I think they do. They got to put the work in.
They just are finding other things to do instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are their kids younger?
No.
Oh,
no.
Interesting.
I just feel like they're giving up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. Would I have liked?
Have they counted their numbers?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Because, I mean, maybe there's a number. Like, maybe you're not going to find success until after you get to 50 dates. You know?
Maybe. I know I didn't calm down until after at least 10.
Yeah.
I was not my authentic self.
Sure.
Until I calmed down. So it took me 10 because I was just nervous.
Sure.
And once I got to that, then I was like, okay, now I don't approach this date just so nervous and not authentic, you know? Mm-hmm. So it took me 10 to just calm down. And then I, it was really, I learned so much. I learned kind of what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. I have to say at the beginning, I probably dismissed people that I probably shouldn't have, because I was hypersensitive for red flags. Okay. And in hindsight, I probably should have given them a second chance. Okay. Because they were probably nervous too. Yeah. You know, so I was just thinking of my side and not their side. So that's something else I probably should have been a little more gracious with.
I think as women, we do that about men in general, though, because men don't appear to be as in touch with their emotions, and we do. Mm-hmm. And there are times where even like as I interact with my boys, that it surprises me how nervous they get about stuff and how different their nerves look than like mine or my daughter's. Yes. Because female and male show it so differently. Absolutely. And over the weekend, this is going to show my age, but over the weekend, I was reminded, I was talking to a teenager and she was talking about her dad. And I was telling her that there used to be a book that was called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And of course she was a teenager, but still it's a really now an old book, but there's so much truth in that. Absolutely. that we women approach things a certain way. And I think because we're more in tune with our emotions, then we also think that means that we know a little bit better. Yeah. And we put more tuition in that maybe we shouldn't. Right. Because men are so different, but that doesn't mean they can't be successful in the dating world or that they're not in touch with their emotions. They just show it differently. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So in hindsight, that was probably a little bit, I don't know, rash. I should have been a little more gracious. Sure. But it probably wouldn't have changed the outcome. I don't think so. Yeah. So the other thing I learned is to cut people off pretty bluntly, and I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was a good thing. Like not waste time. Exactly. So, I had a great time. Thank you for dinner. I just don't feel a connection here. Okay. And I would do it pretty much right away because I was like, it's mean if I give them the impression that there's a chance here. Yeah. And so I did that right away. And I think that a lot of people said to me, hey, thank you so much for letting me know. Okay. And so I don't think that that's done very much. I think that the ghosting thing happens a lot more than it should. That's so cowardly. It really is. Yes. I understand if someone's being toxic. Yes. I get that. Like there's nothing you're going to say as a rebuttal to someone who's toxic. Right. They're just going to keep on. Right. But I don't see what is wrong. I think getting the feedback that, I didn't feel like you were a good match for me because you have a little dog. I think that probably is helpful. Like, it has nothing to do with me. It's just our life isn't aligned. Yeah. And that's okay. Yes. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person or I'm a failure. I love this little dog and I'm just going to find somebody who also likes little dogs. Right. It's fine. And that would be helpful in the journey. So good for you. I thought so. I did get some harsh comments sometimes from that, but sure. But for the most part, they're appreciative that they're like, thank you for letting me know. The other thing is the texting relationship for a long time, that's no. I can see texting to get to know someone maybe a week-ish before you get to know them, or before you meet them, but try to meet pretty much right away because
they can check every single box you're looking for, and
they can pretend to be whoever they want to.
And you can have a phone conversation, which I think does help too. I started doing that a little bit more. But once you meet and they've checked all those boxes, you meet in 10 seconds, you're like, no.
Yeah.
It's like a chemical, biological thing.
Yeah.
And so why would you waste a whole week investing in sharing these text messages with someone that it's never going to work?
Yeah.
So once I figured out, okay, I need to meet this person right away, honestly, it was usually within a week of even making, text messaging.
Sure. That makes sense.
So that was something I learned for sure. So after that short relationship in October, I was like, okay, I need to find someone that their life aligns with my life. And then I just, attacked it. And
you went on another 20 or so dates.
Oh yeah.
And then what is your husband?
January 19th, I met my husband.
And what's his name?
Kevin.
Okay.
Yes.
So where did y'all go?
So we went to the Brass Tap in Round Rock.
Oh, okay. I like that bar.
Which is so funny because I had not gone there. So I kind of have my places I would meet people. And once it's funny, I used to go to Jack Allen's a lot because that's my favorite restaurant. And
that's
so
great salad.
The waiters would be like, hey, and I'm like, oh my God, they're giving me up. I was like, oh my God, I got to switch my spot. So I started going to Cover 3 next door to switch it up. Yeah. But for some reason, we couldn't meet until later that night. I think I had to work. And so I said, I can't even meet until 10 o'clock. But he was off the next day. So he's like, actually, I can meet at 10 o'clock. I was like, all right. So I said, how about the Brass Tap in Round Rock? And I'd only been there once with my son. I don't even know why it came to mind. And I was living in Round Rock.
Okay.
So it wasn't far from me.
Oh, okay.
So we met there and we had 4 dates that first week. And I never dated anyone else. I stopped communicating.
So it just felt natural from the get-go.
From the get-go.
So you sat down, because that's the type of bar that it's like against the wall. The benches are against the wall. So he sat next to you, not across from you.
Actually, we were across. There was a
was there a bar stool?
Yes.
Okay.
We were across from
I was going to say, because that would be weird.
Yeah.
To like, I don't know you, and you're sitting right in my personal space.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He figured out how to sit across from you.
Yes.
Okay. Because that would be my only hang up to choosing that bar.
Yeah, no. He was, because I remember exactly, he was on the bench part and I was on the part across from him.
Okay.
And I remember just talking. And I just remember thinking, I don't even do this. Like, what is going on? He was just so easy to talk to. And I knew there was a connection. So we went 4 times to the same place.
Oh, okay. Is he a creature of habit? Like,
no.
Is that his thing?
No, he asked me what I wanted to do. And I kind of didn't want to ruin the mojo, I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like each time it was so good. And I was like, well, I think let's just stick with it.
Yeah.
And so, I hadn't met anyone 4 times in 1 week even. You know?
Yeah.
So I was really excited. So this is really funny. So when I would come home from a date, the boys would be like, hey, Mom, how'd it go? And they always said the same thing. Did he make the cut? So
it's like becoming a thing.
Yes, they'd always say the same thing. Did he make the cut? And so when I came home and I said, I think he did. They're like, no. They're like, oh my gosh. They're so
like celebrating with you?
Because normally I'd be like, no, didn't make the cut. And then they'd say, do you have leftovers? Of course. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, okay, so 4 dates in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, how soon afterwards did you say, we are boyfriend and girlfriend?
Probably within a week.
Really?
Like we
So you just knew?
Yeah. And we said we're not dating anyone else.
Aww.
Yeah.
And that was it?
That was it.
And then you knew. Did you tell him he was your 73rd date?
Yes.
What did he say?
He laughed.
Yeah.
He laughed. Yeah.
You told him that on the date? Or like 4 dates?
Yes, well, sometime within the States. Yeah.
He's
like, what? I was on a mission.
You're like, I'm going to write a book.
Yes. I've been searching for you.
Oh, but that's kind of a compliment too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it is, especially because it was a lot of first dates. So it is like, almost like you're a casting director, for a movie, and the movie is your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yeah. Because that's what a casting director, like when somebody goes to the American Idol show, they see thousands of people, and the first like 4 or 5 cuts are just those split second decisions. And so, I mean, I haven't ever talked to anybody that made it to American Idol, but I would say that like sometimes like Major League Baseball players, those guys, because there's so many in the Major League Baseball system, much more so than other professional sports. And they will say they were in the right place at the right time in the right split second for that scout to see them, for that casting director to see them, that sparkle in their eye that caused them to make it to the next section of the process. Because the weeding out process can be a multi-level process. So in essence, your husband was just part of that process for you, because you were looking for somebody who was going to be compatible with you, and you weren't going to make reservations for what that looked like.
No.
So he lives in
Cedar Park.
So he lived in the area, and then his job aligned.
Yes, he's a banker.
Okay, so then he has banker hours.
Yes.
Which is nice, because you have teacher hours.
Yes.
And so you probably get to have a little bit of days off together.
Yes, we do.
And then, so does he have a dog and a cat?
A dog.
A dog? What kind of dog?
A lab.
A lab. Okay, so that's good with the retriever. Okay, I love it. Okay, so then what other things were just like I always tell my my young nephews and niece are young and dating, and I always tell them, are they spaghetti or are they lasagna? Because somebody who goes to an Italian restaurant and orders spaghetti is a totally different person than somebody who orders lasagna. And they all laugh at me, and I'm like, no, it is. Are they a mountain vacation person or are they a beach vacation person? Because it's different. And so is he spaghetti or lasagna? Are you spaghetti or lasagna?
I don't even know. I mean,
do you go to Italian restaurants?
I do.
Do you ever order spaghetti? Because a lot of people don't.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
spaghetti
have
and meatballs.
Yeah, at an Italian restaurant? Okay. And then you also order lasagna?
I do.
So you're a mix.
Yeah.
So what is he?
I'm a hybrid.
You're a hybrid.
He's probably lasagna, I guess.
Lasagna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then mountain or beach? What are you? Beach? What's he?
Beach.
So like there's these little things, because there really is, like, I'm a beach person too. And when I want to go on vacation, I don't care if we go to the mountains. I will appreciate the mountains, but it's not nearly as relaxing for me as the beach.
No.
And so I could see that if I were single today, and thank God I'm not, because my single girlfriends, it just sounds awful. But I could see.
It can be fun though.
It sounds, and I think that's why your story stuck with me, because you did make it fun.
I did.
And so many of my single friends just talk about how it's just all men want is sex, and they don't want to.
Aside from that one proposition that I shared with you, that was it.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
That was it.
So you were really putting out good, positive vibes to get the respect you deserved in return.
Yes.
So that's probably another thing that people should listen to, is that if you want somebody who's going to go through the process with you slowly and really get to know you, you have to put that out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you'll get that in return.
And I do think once I calmed down, I was very candid. And when someone else is candid with you, then you can tell if you really have a shot.
Yeah.
You know? I remember a comment that I used to hear all the time is people would say no filters. I didn't even know what that meant.
Oh, okay.
No
to like
filters.
Take the wrinkles out of your pictures.
Yeah. And I remember hearing all the time, you look just like your pictures. And I was like, well, thank you. And then I kept thinking, well, how do people not look like their pictures? Come to find out now that phones are so fancy. I had no idea that people were putting filters on their pictures.
Oh, okay.
Because why would you do that? You'd just be disappointing the person when you met them. Or
use a picture that's 20 years older than you are today. Yeah, I think that in the world of the internet, you just have to be your true self in that moment.
Yes.
And if that is meeting with clients and you're in sales, or if that you're a teacher, if you're dating, like, it's so natural. Or like when my husband is hiring new employees, the first thing he does is look up Facebook and see what their public profile picture is, and like, do they have 30? Do they have 5? Are they appropriate? Like, judgmental or not, you do, because when you work with people, you spend a lot of time with them.
Yes.
Sometimes more than your family. I mean, you said you work 60 hours a week. Like, that's a lot of time to be not spending with your family. And it's just the world we live in now. And being as authentic as you can be is really important.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
I agree with you. And that was what you learned.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
So is your husband who you thought he was going to be?
I think even better.
Yeah?
I do.
Aww.
I do even better. So I'm from the Northeast. We communicate differently than people down in the South. He's from Texas.
Uh-huh.
And we have come to really complement each other in our communication styles. And he's such a gentleman. He's such a gentleman. And that will never get lost on me. I will never not see that or appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because, I've learned that I deserve it.
Yeah, you do.
That took a long time. But I did. I learned I deserve it. And he's a really good role model for my 4 sons.
Okay.
And he treats me the way I want them to treat their wives and girlfriends.
That's such an important thing.
That was probably the number one thing I was looking for, is I wanted a good role model for them. And I found it, like, for sure. So I'm super lucky. But it was a lot of work.
You worked hard.
I did.
Good for you.
I did. And it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
And I love the success story. And then you dated a while too. You didn't just jump in and get married. Because I always tell people, and I don't know why, I've been married 21 years. I got married at 23 or 24. I was 24. My husband was 23. And those first few years, I didn't think we were going to make it. Like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
Emotions, and you're young and dumb. And, but we did date for 2 years. And then as I've had friends that have continued being married, or the first round of divorces seemed to happen when we were like 30. And then another round of divorces happened around 40. And now that we're 45, we're like, they're the people that had been single are getting not single anymore. But I feel like in the 21 years we've been together, we've seen a lot of iterations of my relationship, of their relationship. And, now I'm forgetting why I'm telling you this. It was so poignant. But, oh my gosh, you were talking about, never mind. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was going to be really good. But, it's just, I think when you're young, you're right. Like, you don't know what you're doing.
No.
But you still, I know what I was going to tell you. I feel like there's something about the 2-year dating mark that you shake out the crazy, because everybody has crazy. Everybody, like, no one's family is normal. There are different degrees of normal. Yeah. Definitely. There's definitely toxic and abusive, and we're going to put that over here. Yeah. But where it's just normal, there's different degrees of normal. Yes. And it's a matter of, especially like when you meet a mom of your person and there are siblings, and you have to like figure out how to manage those relationships, because they're important, especially if you plan on getting married. Yeah. Because you marry their family. Yeah. You're going to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving, and you've got to figure out how you're going to make it work and at least be able to be in the same room together. And it takes 2 years to go through that and be like, can I do this? And so, and I'm not saying you can't fall in love right away. I found my husband and knew that I loved him within probably 1 week of knowing him. And it was just instant connection. And, but, you still learn, and you still, like, I didn't want to just get married right away. I still felt like I needed to have the process that you go through in order to
That's
really
smart of you.
Get to know somebody and their family and their friends.
I didn't do that the first time. We knew each other for 10 months.
Oh, and then you just got married.
Yeah, we met in Massachusetts, moved to Colorado, got married, and it's not funny.
Yeah, so then you just learned along the way. Yeah, and then you just made it work. Yeah. Well, and then sometimes you do just have to make things work, right? But sometimes it's like, no, you like my nephew and niece that I was telling you about. I'm like, there are certain check boxes that are non-negotiables. So you have to have an agreement on what religion's going to look like. You have to have an agreement on what that family dynamic is going to look like. Is your family or their family smokers? Are you not smokers? Because families that smoke cigarettes regularly, that looks different, Yes. And are you okay with that? And how do they spend their family holidays? Do they sit at the dinner table? Did you sit at the dinner table? Like, it sounds silly, but those are the things that are really going to edge at you over time. Yes.
So you do have to take time to figure that out. I guess
more than just like height, color of hair, color of eyes. Like, I feel like when we're young and girls, when we're young,
that matters.
That's all we think about is, what is he going to look like? What's my Prince Charming going to look like? But in reality, it's like, is he going to go to church? Is he not? Is he going to, like, I remember on one of my dates with my husband, I said, I wanted a man who would take my children's back to school shopping. Like, that's such a random thing to say, but that's what I wanted. I didn't want to be the only one in the relationship that did all of that, you know? And my husband's great about it.
That's insightful.
Right? I feel like it was at 22 years old.
Yeah.
And, but those are the things, especially if you're thinking about forever, you can't just give in to the emotions and the chemistry of that moment.
Right.
You really do have to think, what is it going to look like when we retire?
Right.
You know, am I going to want to be with this person when we retire?
Yes. And it's not that long away when you meet in your 50s.
Yeah.
You know, so that
did you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet.
So I think of more of the day to day with each other than you do like the vacations. You know, you have to be compatible with the day to day.
Yeah.
And
like, does he get the laundry out of the dryer and fold it right away, or does he put it and then fold it a few hours later?
Right away.
Yeah. Are you like that?
No, not really. No, we're still ironing things out. No pun intended.
Yeah. Because that's a thing in my household.
Yeah.
I'm a put it in the basket and deal with it later. And my husband is a fold it right away.
Yes.
And so we've had to make it work.
Yes.
He's really good at folding clothes, though.
Well,
so sometimes I'm like, maybe he'll fold them all.
Yeah. Maybe you do it on purpose. Yeah.
Subconsciously. So I'm sorry, I interrupted you when I asked you that question about, you were saying you're still figuring some things out, but anyway.
Yeah. So some things like the holiday stuff, as you're older, some of those things aren't as traditional. So each year might be different. Like, unlike when you have little kids, when you do the same thing every year
to create those traditions.
It's not like that. So it's kind of nice. It kind of takes the pressure off.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah. So the other thing I did not mention is Kevin has a son, Chris, who's now a senior in high school. So when we first met, he was a 6th grader.
Oh, okay.
And so I had a 10th grader. That's quite a bit different. Okay. And so that was it was something I had to think about, because it's quite a bit of an age difference.
Yeah, and to be a stepmom.
Yes. But one of my parameters for this person who I was seeking out was he had to be a good dad. And he got to demonstrate to me immediately, pretty much, that he was a great dad. And so that box was checked.
Yeah.
So that was nice that I got to see that, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And I think that is, I had a friend one time who was dating a man, and she told me she didn't like the way he talked to his children when he got angry. Not like day to day, but when he got angry. And I told her, I think that's a deal breaker.
I know.
Because that just means he's going to talk to you that way one day when he gets angry. And
it's like a sneak peek.
Under
the hood.
Yeah. Like, that's the point of dating for 2 or 3 months before you decide to be exclusive or whatever. But I've never forgotten about that. Yeah. Because
that's a big deal.
Yeah. Because it's indicative of how you're fathering and then how you're handling your own emotions.
Yes.
Because if you can talk to your own progeny that way, well, how are you going to talk to perfect strangers when you're angry?
Right. That was a big deal. That was a big deal. And that could have been a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it wasn't.
Nope.
Yay, he checked all the boxes.
Nope. So this year we'll be married 3 years.
3 years, and I'm so happy for you. And you look great.
Thank you.
And when I first saw you, I was like, oh wow, you have slimmed down, and your response was, that's what happens when you're happy.
Yes. Yeah, when you're not in a constant state of stress.
Yeah.
You know,
your cortisol levels go back to normal.
My gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And we work out together. So we work out together 5 nights a week, and it's been our thing, and it's been so fun. This is our 57th week of working out.
You count everything.
I do. I know. I'm very analytical, I think. I'm a Libra.
That's hilarious.
So 57 weeks, and we go 5 times a week mostly, and it's been so fun because he knows so much about the gym. So he's been teaching me how to do all this, and it's been kind of like our date night every night. Yeah, which is so fun. Yeah, you don't spend a dime, and you feel good at the end.
Yeah,
you know?
And you're making your heart stronger and muscles better, and good for you.
It's been really fun.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, Jody. Well, thank you for being here and talking, and hopefully hearing your story from some of our single sweet lifers. It'll help them and inspire them.
Absolutely,
that was my goal.
And I'd be happy to help anyone.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.